Hey everybody, so I am in the process of almost getting ready for bedtime. I have my fan on, so if you hear that, it's because my fan is on, obviously. But I'm just gonna turn that off so that we don't get distracted or you won't have a distorted sound. But I just wanted to do this video to really encourage those who are married, who hope to get married, who want or have a desire to be married, to understand that marriage is work, okay? While there, is a beautiful side of marriage and it is honorable before the Lord and the bed undefiled and what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Marriage is hard work. It takes you dying to yourself and submitting to not just your husband but to the Lord in order to ensure that you have a successful and God-led marriage. Things will come up, differences will arise, you will have disappointments, you will have frustrations toward one another, because one of the things I really realized in marriage and being married for almost 3 years is that nobody told me that um, God will shatter your expectations on what you think marriage looks like. When I got married, I knew that it would be hard work. I knew that it was not always easy, especially seeing my parents' marriage and how they stuck together and how they were such great friends and how they still are great friends. And so, with that being said, I knew that marriage was not easy. I knew that marriage was going to be a journey, an everyday reminder that you have to die to yourself in order to please God and to please the other person. But, God shattered my expectations of what I thought our marriage would look like. Um, you know, and He really is even now letting me know that, hey, communication is the key in the success of a marriage. And while you may not think that everything is the way it should be, I'm doing it at my pace and I'm going to do it the way I want to do it in order for me to get the glory. And so, even in marriage, I ask that we give each other the grace to grow. Okay. And in marriage, you need the grace to grow because we're changing every day into who God called us to be. We're going from faith to faith and from glory to glory. And as much grace as you want to receive, you should give it to your spouse because, when they, shatter whatever expectation or pedestal that you put them on, you have to have the grace enough to say, okay, well, it's okay. Let's move on. Let's grow from it. And it may not be something big, like infidelity. It may just be like, I've told you a million times to pick up your pants off the floor, and you still keep doing it. Or, um, I've asked you numerous times to take the clothes out the dryer. Like stuff like that are what I mean by, it's the little things that the devil uses to agitate you to the point where you're like, oh, why did I marry this person anyway? Like, I didn't know that I was I didn't know, when I was marrying this person that I was coming into all of this. And so I'm saying all of this to say that marriage is not easy. And for those that hope to be married, know this. While you write all of these awesome, amazing things that you're going to do for your spouse, the biggest thing that you can do for your spouse is allow God to lead you and make sure that you have a continuous prayer life and a consistent prayer life with the Lord, because when troubles arise, okay, you will not want to make them a full course meal. You will not want to iron their clothes. But if you have a consistent prayer life and you have a consistent fellowship with the Lord and His conviction will make you get up and iron clothes. It will make you get up and cook dinner every day. It will make you get up and check on, your spouse even after they make you mad. That, my friend, is marriage. Okay? That, my friend, is the grace to carry on, because it's not easy when you're saying that you want to love someone and you not want only want to be in love with somebody, but you want to grow with that person. And especially when you're in ministry with that person, because you have to cover that person a whole different way. You have to pray for that person in a whole different way, and that person vice versa has to do the same for you. But I just was thinking about marriage today and how blessed I am to be married to a person that really cares about me. My husband really, really cares about me, not just as his wife, but we're friends. I can talk to my husband as if he was, as if I've known him my entire life. He's just that understanding. He's that encouraging. He is that motivating. He is that inspiring to me. And so I encourage all of us to really have the grace to grow in marriage and not to just think that you're going to arrive at this awesome, amazing, blemishless marriage, because that is something that we all hope to have, is a blooming marriage that is filled with happiness and, that doesn't have any sorrows or any disappointments. But realistically, we know that this is an ever ending journey of love and of understanding and forgiveness and grace and hope. And so, with that being said, I hope that we all stand together, especially for those that are married, that want to be married, and that are on the course to be married, that are engaged. I pray that God gives you the strength and the endurance to have the grace to grow, because marriage is worth it. It is a beautiful sight before the Lord. And, the next step is having a child with with your husband. It is one of the best blessings I've ever received in life. And the more that I am growing in the Lord, the more I realize how much a blessing it is to be a mother and to be a wife and to honor God in that way. I was talking to my husband, and then I'm going to go. I was talking to my husband, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? And I was in the kitchen doing something. I don't know if I was making Titus a snack or I was making him a snack or something, but I was in the kitchen, and we were both in the kitchen. I think he was coming from work. And so he just got home from work, and I usually ask him how his day was going, give him something, lemonade or something to drink. And I just was like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that Titus will be a year next month. And I burst out in tears, and he was like, what? It's okay. He's growing and he's happy. And, you're a great mom and you care about him, and you've done such a great job with feeding him, and on your breastfeeding journey, you've just been amazing. And in that moment, I really looked at my husband and was like, man, you really do look at me, and you really do know what I do on a day-to-day basis. And you really do appreciate the sacrifices that I've made for our unit, for our family. And it's moments like that that remind me, like, yeah, Lord, I may not always hear those words, but I do hear them when I need them the most. And, it just shows that, we both hear from the Lord. That's such a blessing to have in a marriage, is having two people that have, that serve the same God, that love the same God, and that have the same motives. We both have a desire to please God. We both have a desire to be who God called us to be. We both have a desire to be great examples to our son. We both have a desire to be great examples to our family. We both have desires to be great examples to the young people around us. Not just the young people, but the older people. We want to do whatever God called us to do, whether that means being an inspiration to other couples, whether that just means, really reminding ourselves every day of, the blessing that God has given to us, which is each other, of course, His Spirit, but each other, and having this beautiful baby. All of it is something that we don't deserve, but He did it for us because He loves us. So I thank you guys for tuning in to this consistency challenge video. I ask that you like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Kira B. Gladney. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a blessed day for the rest of your Saturday, and I hope you guys be at church on Sunday. All right, I love you guys. Have a blessed night, and rest up. Bye.